second time over here, and I'm loving it. I just recently got over with my board exam, so it's even more fun to be here right now. So, so this one is again a rant without a topic this time. My dining room etiquette is a bloodbath, a platter of atlas. Paper rolled up in my throat, and I don't know if I should spit or swallow. A man in Thailand killed his daughter on Facebook Live today. He says, and tells me to place the napkin on my lap upon my seating. I will tell you about our first world issues. Table manners are important, and I am a stupid North Indian girl who eats with her hands. For weeks now, a brutal campaign against LGBT people has been sweeping through Chencha. And I think of telling them that it does not matter if I hold my fork in my left hand times downward or not. Cutlery will not save the world. Across the table, someone laughs at my accent and whispers, elite, not elite. Jalapeno, not jalapeno. Debt, not debt. Like pronouncing English wrong is the biggest problem in the world. English breakfast is not a political awakening for us. And this table is rich with baked beans and crisps, clinking wine glasses and pastel smiles. You talk about feeling let down by a democratic system that produced a result that you didn't like, and you talk about how none of you wanted Brexit, and then you smile curtly, politely. These knives, they cut only food and not people. Maybe one day realize that it was easier to never have these weapons at all. Someone told me they didn't invent nuclear weapons to end the war. They did it to start one. Tell me one scientist who is proud of Manhattan Project, and I will neatly slice into my chest and offer you what's left of my heart. Earl Grey tea and sugar cubes of war lust, flavored with bergamot citrus oil and savory cries of Aleppo children. Prince of Wales tea blend and a little bit of farmer suicide. When I tell you about the world I live in, you pretend you're not a part of it. You pretend I am not your sister. You pretend my people are not your people. Hold your knife in your right hand an inch or two above the plate. Extend your index finger along the top of the blade, he says to me. And I think, I don't want to be excused. I want to push the goddamn table away from me and kick the chair off. I want to cry for all the people who are suffering. I want to be mad at God for not looking at us. Is God somewhere? Isn't there? But not for us. Never for us. And then you say to me, is curry all you eat? I tell you that my people eat a lot of other things too, like pain, like poverty and rape and child labor and Dalit women who get raped, and everyone sees it either as a feminist or a casteist issue, when it's a truly human right crisis that's got nothing to do with gender or religion. Or say, never mind, let's go back to these forks and spoons. Are you okay? They ask me, and I nod. Lunch is grand. And this year is 2017. Yemen is at the risk of tripping into famine, and here we are, telling immigrants not to touch the loaf with the fingers. Use a cloth in the bread basket as a buffer to steady the bread when you slice it. Do you care about Syria? Why do you call all my dark-skinned friends terrorists and stereotype them when your own people hand are thick with massacre? And what about the genocide in South Sudan? I am sorry I didn't pass the salt and pepper together, right? But are you sorry about Iraq's displacement crisis? You roll your eyes at my Chinese friend in class today because she was reading slow, because your world shrinks to the revolving around that. People like us have no choice. People like us have no choice. Because people like us have no choice. Our world expands to the span. All the humanitarian concerns you. Don't bat your eyelids at. So here they are, spread over the world like butter on bread. There's no etiquette passing food to the right or to the left. These heartbreaks ricochet in all ways. And for the last time, you place the knife and fork parallel with the handles in a 4 o'clock position, and we've even finished our dinner. Just in time. Just in time. I wish we'd been just in time to look at the world too. You've been eating spicy Oriental food and trying out Middle Eastern dishes, and nothing rings a bell. By the end of the war, our food is all you will have left. Look at me right now in my eye and tell me that my life matters, that my parents are your parents and my children are your children. Do you see how it goes? The world is painted so starkly black and white. There are things that matter, and then there are people who don't matter. I wonder, who will save our humanity now? I wrote this for you who treated me like an outsider, and for you for not seeing my people as yours or ours or as I see it. For the rest of them, many of them that have been kind and respectful, I wrote this poem not for anybody else but for you. Thank you.
Yeah! Oh shit, yeah. Brothers and sisters, please give it up for Rose!